Well, I just got back about 6:40. It's about 2 miles in, about half a mile towards the interior. I did find more deer sign today. I posted the pictures and stuff on Facebook. Seen a beaver, seen an owl on my way out. Seen more evidence of deer traffic on my way in, but no sign around any water holes or anything like that. And if you're wondering why I'm not looking directly at the camera, it's because I have my light on. This dome light doesn't do enough, so I have to put the light on, and I don't look directly at the camera. I stayed in till about 5:16. Didn't see no deer today either. But I don't know that they're moving a lot right now. Met a guy earlier today. He said that there had been quite a few people in here earlier in the season, so maybe there was, a lot of pressure, so the deer got spooked and are much more wary about getting out. Makes sense. But the farther you get in, the more deer sign I did come across. The Lord's blessed me with another day. The Lord's blessed me in all these things. I give Him credit and thanks. And I pray every day, yeah, I did notice that my stabilizer on my bow did rattle loose a little bit. Well, it shifted. It didn't rattle loose. But that's what I mentioned earlier. You need to inspect your equipment before you get in the field. You want to make sure that everything is the best of your awareness, as it ought to be, because you do not want to get in the field and have that problem. It was much warmer today than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I was probably, I don't know, quarter of a mile in, I was already sweating. I said, man, I should have checked the weather. That's another thing. I want to check the weather. It didn't rain today. I thought there was supposed to be scattered showers, but it didn't rain today. It was warm. Another reason, maybe the deer weren't active, just they were comfortable. They didn't want to get up. But yeah, I did see more sign today. Did find some scrapes and some rubs and acorns and a beaver. I posted my findings on Facebook. Yeah, it's a good trek in, but I didn't meet the 3 mile mark that I intended to, but I did go farther in, and then, like I said, about half a mile towards the interior. So I went about 2 miles north and a half a mile towards the interior of Tiffany Bottoms. But I need to maybe go even deeper inside. But there's quite a bit of thickets in there and grassland areas, patches and stuff. I mean, it's pretty hunting land. It's nice in that respect. I'm blessed. I'm thankful. I enjoy it. Person works a lot, don't have time for much. Can't work your life away. You can't let just life pass you by and you're in a factory, you're working at a job 60, 70 hours a week. I mean, there's more to life and more that goes on in this world outside the walls of the factory or your job, wherever you work. But I enjoy hunting, I'm not trying to be rude and not answering some people's messages or responding back. I'm a little tired now. Been a long day. But I try to, let you all know what's going on. Share my experiences with you, I am here to hunt, though. And I'm trying to make sure I get the job done and harvest a buck, a mature buck. I don't just shoot anything I see, I don't get anxious or worry and stuff like that. I never did seem to have that problem. Not to speak too highly of myself, but I really have not seemed to ever have that problem too much. Maybe when I was a kid, when I hunted, but not that much anymore. I'm pretty calm about it. I can let bucks pass me, but I kind of feel like it's unethical, to shoot young bucks. You want to let them mature. Seen a 3.5-year-old buck at the archery range, 8-point. About 50 yards, right past the 40-yard target. There's another guy down there with a crossbow. He just added some dampeners to his bow, or crossbow. And he was sitting there aiming at that target, and I said, "Whoop." I said, "Look right there. There's a doe right behind the target. Big old doe." The doe, and about 6-7 feet behind her was an 8-point. First we thought it was a 6-point, but met another guy later today, and he said that was an 8-point because it was out earlier that day. Couldn't tell because the deer just walked right beside you. All you could see was 3 points. But he never looked our way. He was just right on that doe. So that's how they are when they're in the chasing phase. I don't know, maybe that's why I'm not seeing any deer right now. They're all cooped up with one another. They do that. They do pair up. But, during breeding season. But sometimes them wise, as some people refer to them really mature big bucks, they don't show up till later on. They've done been through it before, so they come in, they creep in there at the end. They still got more they got more stamina. They're the only ones that can last, because them young bucks, they go at it so quick, they're out of steam. But sometimes them records, they don't show up till late in the season. That's just how they are. I mean, big bucks come out early, but the king of the herd, the real king of the herd, he's you don't see him too much. Sometimes they're strictly nocturnal. You can get them on camera, but you just won't see them in the morning or in late in the evening. But sometimes, they got that drive in them, so they will, but it's rare. That's how they get so big. But, so, it's been kind of a frustrating, rough day, but a blessed day, too. I'm thankful. It's pretty country out there. Nice place to hunt. Big area. I know there's big bucks in there, but I just ain't seen no deer yet. But I'd say they're probably spooked. Deer. Bow hunters been there earlier in the season. Some pressure on them, so they're much more alert and cautious about getting out and moving around. That's what happens when there's a lot of pressure in the area. When people stirring them up, deer are like that, you know. And they pick up on movement, sounds, smells. You gotta try your best sometimes, depending on where you're at. Sometimes deer eat, like in the park where the archery range is. Sometimes they'll walk right in front of you. Other times, if a twig breaks or a limb falls off a tree, they take off jumping and running. They do that. Just deer act differently sometimes. I've seen them jump from a squirrel. I mean, they do that too. But yeah, so I'm gonna get off here. I think I got some stuff I gotta do. I gotta get ready for in the morning. I'm just keeping people updated that's following, that's interested in knowing what all's going on. It's kind of like work. You gotta put work into it. I was sweating going in, man. It was a lot warmer today than I thought it was gonna be. That's what I said this morning. You don't want to overdress. All right, so I'm gonna get off here. You all have a good night.